Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Storytelling Challenge, part of our Trainer Mastery Month in Wave 2.0. Today is not about how dramatic a story sounds, but how clearly it creates learning. Each trainer has 10 minutes to take us through a real corporate moment and one powerful takeaway. Let's listen, not as an audience, but as trainers. Today, for this session, we have Rahila with us. Over to you, Rahila.
Thank you, Radhika. Hello, everyone. So today I'm going to talk about an incident that happened to me and what my simple act, how it created a ripple, and what are my reflections from the incident. So let's begin with the topic: a small decision that created big ripple. This story happened to me during the peak of our online session. Like many of us, I was attending back to back virtual sessions with muted mics, cameras off, and minimal engagement. Trainings started to feel like a background audio. One day, I logged into yet another training session where the trainer was very energetic and the content was very good. But when I looked at the screen, the square was black. No faces, no reaction, no expression. And then the trainer paused and said, I hope I'm not talking to walls. He laughed, but that didn't sound funny. It was tired. For a moment, I thought, another typical training, just keep quiet and finish it. But something felt uncomfortable because I wondered if it feels so exhausting for me to listen, then how must a person with so much energy feel to talk to invisible people? And I made a small decision. Without any grand reason, without overthinking, I just switched on the camera. That's it. A simple click. The trainer just stared at me and smiled, and he immediately said, now I know at least there's a real human present here. We laughed, and suddenly something unexpected happened. Another participant switched on the camera, followed by other. In less than 2 minutes, most of the screens were on. People started responding. Discussions were real. There were eye contact, laughter, shared reactions. Here, something shifted not only for the trainer but for the group as well. From that day, we all made a decision that we will keep our cameras on whenever there is an online session. So, whenever we attend an online session, we keep in mind to show visibility, participate genuinely, and acknowledge the human on the other side. This became a habit of my team too. Cameras started to be on often, engagements improved, and the trainer started to say, your team is the most responsive group we handle. That's when I realized something very powerful. In online world, presence is a decision and showing up is the simplest contribution you can make. So, from that day, whenever we attend any online training, we make sure that we keep our cameras on and we show the presence. That day, I did not just switch on the camera, I switched on engagement. I did not do anything heroic, nor did I rule out any new policy. I just simply clicked a button, and that changed the energy of the learning space around me. So today, whenever we attend any online virtual session as a group, we make sure that we show visibility, participate, and humanize the screen because that will help to create a ripple by building uh, clarity, connection, learning. Okay, so from that day, we did started keeping a camera on, and ripple effects don't always start with big actions. They sometimes start with a simple on button. Now, I leave you with a reflection. What positive impact can you create by a single intentional act? Think about it, guys. Because when we make these small shifts, the cumulative results are remarkable. So, in line of these points, I would wrap up by stating that a single spark doesn't just ignite the room, it changes the shadows forever. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rahela. It was really, really very interesting.
Thank you.
Yes. Over to Deepali. Would love to know your reflections, please.
Hi,
Reflections.
Rahila.
Hi.
It was so nicely explained, such a simple thing of switching on the camera, which I feel can actually put in a lot of energy into the session.
Yes.
So I really liked, and I really wish when I'm taking a session, I would love to have this ripple effect. And the effect was definitely on me because I immediately switched on my camera.
Yes.
So it was a nice story, and I could really relate with it because when the cameras are actually on an off mode, it does seem as if you're talking to the screen, a
Yes.
blank screen. So thanks for pointing that out.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Deepali. Yes, Sujata.
Hi, Raila.
Hi.
So it was your story. I just took me back to think on myself during training sessions. There were few moments where I also actually realized that if I can take some small decisions that could have a great effect, right? So it's not like that you have to take some big decisions. You have to listen to you have to observe that the way you are taking the sessions, and meanwhile you realize that if I could make a small shift now, big change can happen. So you reminded me my few of the experience which has led me now to be a better trainer or and keep on improving me as a trainer. So thank you for sharing this story.
You're welcome. And I'm glad that it helped you.
Yeah. So this ripple effect actually plays a very, very big role when you have different team building roles also. Offline also, say for example, you have to lead a particular project or you have to lead a particular event or anything. Instead of first asking the other person to do it, if we do it beforehand, the ripple effect definitely is there. That is one thing which came to my mind where listening to your story, Rahila. Because they expect, people usually, what do you call, they don't expect the person who's actually, so people, they don't usually expect the person who is in charge to actually do the work. But then once they start doing it, it is an automated thing
Yes.
which
Right.
happens. So, yes, thank you for taking me back down memory lane.
You're most welcome.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Lovely reflections. And what do you call a small thing that we would really, really, what do you call, like to dwell on is that each story, I mean, her story reminded us that learning doesn't always come from slides, it often comes from lived moments. So, as you reflect, ask yourself which story which will influence how I show up at work or how I wake up tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rahela. We'll
Thank you.
see you in the next session.